it's actually at the stage where it is problematic if you are involved anything in the WNBA to not hate Caitlin Clark. They were like, in the NBA, if you were...
One moment, the Indiana Fever were laughing at practice, bonding like real sisters. The very next moment, everything fell apart. Caitlin Clark was suspended, and before anyone in the WNBA could even process it, two more names hit the floor like shattering glass. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull walked out, leaving the Fever and leaving the league. The trio was done, but the real reason behind it was something no one ever imagined. Before we dive into this unbelievable storyline, hit like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because this might be the most emotional Fever story ever told. It all began on a quiet morning in Indianapolis. One email. Caitlin Clark suspended for one game. No explanation, no details, no warning. Coaches were stunned. Players froze. Fans were speechless. And Sophie Cunningham didn't wait a second. She slammed her locker shut and said, "If she's gone, I'm gone." Lexi heard her, and without hesitation, she repeated the exact same thing.
This is what happens when you're next to Caitlin Clark. You get access to things that you normally wouldn't get access to. And I think that's obvious for everybody to see. When you're next to Caitlin Clark, it's gonna, instead of people looking at it like she's dimming everybody else, like she's turning up the lights on everybody else and making everybody else shine brighter. Sophie Cunningham is a prime example. What nobody really, like, people say, oh, she's a beautiful blonde, blah, blah, blah. She looked the same way last year. What nobody really checking for? You get her next to Caitlin Clark. Now she's on Good Morning America. Now she got Arby's deals. Now she's everywhere.
Then she added, "I'm not staying either." Nobody understood how deep their connection had grown. No one realized how close these three had become since training camp, but today the entire world saw it. It all started with the little things: Caitlin cracking jokes during warm-ups, Lexi bringing snacks for team flights, Sophie stepping in to defend Caitlin during tough practices. Golf trips, viral photos, long late-night talks about pressure, fame, and the chaos around them. A trio no one predicted, yet one that turned into something unbreakable. They weren't just teammates. They weren't just coworkers. They were family. So when Caitlin got suspended, it didn't feel like discipline. It felt like an attack. And families don't let one of their own stand alone. Inside the Fever front office, panic erupted instantly. If Caitlin walks, the franchise collapses financially. If Sophie leaves, they lose a veteran leader and a shooter. If Lexi goes, the team's chemistry disintegrates on the spot. This trio wasn't just popular, they were the culture. Losing them would be catastrophic. Phones were ringing nonstop. Emergency meetings exploded. Coaches were scrambling, desperate for answers.
Of your game and come into this game, and for her to do the same on your side.
Yeah, well, I remember last year when we were here, I was talking to Nelly about her shoes, because obviously, like, in the basketball world, like, you don't, like, you wear the team uniform, like it's your shoes that are the cool thing. So I was like asking her about her shoes, and she was like, oh yeah, like these are kind of basic. And then it's been cool to kind of watch over the course of the last year. She got to put in a lot of time to create her own PE, and very unique to her and what she's passionate about in herself. And obviously somebody that's very, very deserving, and it's been a top of the sport for a long time now. So I've played a few rounds with her even outside of here for some other stuff, and it's really fun to get to watch her do her thing up close. Like, talk about making it look easy. Like, it just is so easy for her, but at the same time, like, she's just a good person. Like, she's chill, she has fun with you out on the course. But yeah, her shoes are pretty cool. I'll make sure they get home safely, and I'm gonna be rocking them.
But the three stars had already made their choice. It became the moment fans would replay for years. Sophie quietly packing her bag, Lexi gently folding Caitlin's hoodie, and Caitlin staring down at her shoes, trying to hold back tears. No shouting, no chaos, just raw heartbreak. Sophie said, "If they suspend you, they suspend all of us." Lexi added, "We're not letting you walk out alone." Caitlin whispered, "You don't have to do this." But Sophie shook her head. "We've already made our decision." Lexi managed a small smile. "We leave together." The room fell silent, and within minutes, the news erupted everywhere. 3 stars gone. Commentators panicking live on air, fans flooding social media asking, "What is happening? Is the WNBA finished? This can't be real." The league had no clue how to respond. They called agents, issued rush statements, and scrambled for every possible form of damage control. But the storyline was too massive. 3 players walking out in solidarity. Nothing like this had ever happened before. This wasn't a scandal. This was a behind-the-scenes uprising, and a new opportunity was already waiting. Project B, mysterious, powerful, offering multi-million contracts, no salary caps, no politics, no suspensions over controversial plays, no media chaos, just pure basketball. Rumors said Project B made one bold offer: "We'll take all 3 of you together. Sophie raised an eyebrow. Lexi froze. Caitlin whispered, "Together?" The answer was yes, together. And for a trio that refused to abandon one another, the offer was tempting, very tempting. Meanwhile, fans weren't patient. They were furious. They demanded answers. Why suspend Caitlin? Why drive away Sophie? Why frustrate Lexi? Crowds gathered outside Gainbridge Fieldhouse chanting, "Bring them back, fix this now, we want our 3." Inside the Fever offices, they realized this wasn't an ordinary crisis. This was the emotional collapse of an entire franchise.
Remember, you just lose these players straight up. You don't get anything back for the players. They're gone. We didn't get anything for Temi, did we? No, exactly. Let's take a look at the list that I've concocted. Number 1, you gotta court Caitlin Clark. The General. Last year, she averaged 16.5 points per game over a 13-game period, 8.8 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game, 1.6 steals per game. She is the franchise. She is the captain. She is the leader. She is the soul. She is the sun of this solar system. And everything needs to be built around her, predicated around her. The pieces need to be put in place this year, unlike last year, to get the most out of Caitlin Clark's abilities. That means when free agency hits, you don't sign 36, 37, 35, 34. You don't sign.
In a quiet room, the trio sat side by side, hands intertwined, eyes swollen, hearts heavy. Caitlin whispered, "I don't want to leave, Lexi, but we can't stay if this is how they treat us." Sophie took a long breath and said, "Then we stand together. One decision, one voice." The room settled into silence as all 3 nodded. They stepped into the tunnel, Sophie on the left, Lexi on the right, Caitlin in the middle. Fans screamed, reporters charged forward, cameras flashed like lightning. But the trio didn't stop, didn't turn, didn't hesitate. They walked toward an uncertain future, but they walked it side by side. 3 stars, 1 bond, 1 exit, and the WNBA thrown into complete turmoil. This storyline is fiction, a dramatic what if that shows how deep team chemistry can run and how powerful true loyalty can be. If you want part 2, hit like, subscribe, and comment. The Fever Trio returns.
And I was with my coach and I literally had no words, but after soaking in, I really appreciated the opportunity that Caitlin and Annika have really given me in Cambridge. But even now, like, I still need to relish this, and I think I need to soak it in. So if you can ask me 3 days later, maybe I'll tell you.
Tom?
Hey, Caitlin, Tom D'Angelo from the Palm Beach Post. You appeared as though on your tee shot at 10 was kind of a relief after a couple of